It's time to get your geek on with Dave Gremillion.
Ah, yes. Hello, everyone out there. Hello, San Antonio. Hello, Internet. Hello, podcast. Hello to everyone. Every geek, every nerd, wherever you are. I am Dave Gremillion, and welcome to Get Your Geek On, where we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, really anything geek that has dominated this little world of ours. Geek, it's not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is now in. It is very much in. You know, I was watching Stranger Things for the first time on Netflix. And first of all, yes, fantastic show. But I couldn't help but notice how the kids were playing Dungeons and Dragons in their mom's basement. Yeah, that's how it used to be. Now you have these massive D&D tournaments, and we have whole stores dedicated to all things geek. And I love it. It is outstanding that we have come this far and that geek has permeated every facet of our society. And that's why you are here. Because we have talk radio shows for talk about your 401k. We have talk radio shows talk about your garden. We have, automotive. And we have talk radio shows for politics and sports. It's about time we had one for geeks. And that's what we are here to do and talk about. All right. So welcome to 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And if you're listening live to us on streaming or on iHeartRadio, you'll be doing it at 930amtheanswer.com. Thank you very much as well. This is episode number 12, and tonight we are going to talk. Well, first of all, let me give a shout out to everyone on Facebook Live. Hello. We'll be doing this as often as we can now on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGO official. I'll put a little camera up there. I'll wave. I'll talk. I'll chat. I might read some comments. I will. They're too much fun. Not
to go a little too far inside radio.
Uh-oh.
But you might want to be on those pages, that page, on Thursdays. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Thursdays, say after 6 o'clock, just keep it on that page, and you never know when we're going to show up.
Well, you should be on the page all the time anyway, because, I post a lot of good stuff up there.
Not in traffic.
Well, please don't drive in Facebook. But I put memes up there. You should check it every day. I got lots of memes going on up there. The Sarlacc Pit's up there. We have a lot of fun on that page. We really do. Tonight, what are we talking about? Tonight, I've got a little bit of a show announcement coming up for what's going to happen next week. No, it's not a guest. We are guest-free for the first time in a while, and it's a little refreshing. Not to say that, our guests suck or anything, but it's, we had guests for 3 consecutive weeks, and that was fantastic. If you want to hear them, please do. They're on the podcast at 930amtheanswer.com. But it's good to fly solo for a little bit also. Show announcement coming up. We're going to have a little bit of a Gene Wilder moment because he passed away this week, and, well, that sucks. A lot of Star Wars news that's starting to come out, particularly in regards to the merchandise. They had their big Rogue One toy announcement, and we'll be talking about that as well. What else we got going on here? Oh, Marvel news. Yes, Marvel may have a new TV show coming out. They're going to try their hand at television once again, even though DC has, pretty well kicked their butt in that market. But I want to talk about the show for a little bit. Has Captain America quit being Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? We know that he's undergone some transformations in the comics, but what about the Cinematic Universe? We'll get into that. And I've got some video gaming news. I have yet to talk about No Man's Sky. And I feel now is the time to do that sort of a thing, just because that video game was way overhyped and it just dropped like a rock. It would, we'll talk about that some also. Alrighty, so first things first, I got to go over my checklist. You cannot start a geeky show unless you have everything that's ready to go. First, you got to have something to drink. All right. If you don't have something to drink, your throat gets dry. It's a mess. Have something to drink. Refreshing. I also, Goose, you got. We'll show the people at home, and you got something there too. No,
They don't sponsor the show.
Oh, well, neither does my refreshing beverage either. Although I kind of cover it with my hand, so you can't really tell what I'm drinking. It's a red liquid. That's about all they can tell. So I got that going on. Back scratcher. Got to have a back scratcher because, sometimes in the middle of a show you get a scratch. You got to get rid of it. All right, so I got that. And, of course, if you're going to do a geeky show, you got to pull out all blue. Well, why not have a lightsaber? I think one of these days I'll have like a sonic screwdriver as well, and like a phaser, something that I can, something for that represents different fandoms. There we go. But for now, Old Blue will just rest right there on the corner. Thank you, Old Blue. Oh, okie dokie. All right. So with that being said, all right. So we're good. I want to get hyped up about a little something here. It doesn't seem that geeky per se, using my air quotes here. I'm just stoked because college football is back. Yes. Oh, man, it was a long summer. Oh, it was a long summer. But college football's here. High school football I'm stoked about. My beloved Churchill Chargers trounced Clark in the Gucci Bowl, so I'm all thumbs up and smiles about that. But just college football, there's nothing like it. I love NFL football, too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I probably shouldn't have said that on the air. Yeah, okay, all right, we'll get flack about that. If you want to direct any comments, please do it at I don't care at salemmedia.com. It's Texas. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan. It's just what you do. But college football, there's nothing like it. And yeah, I know it's sports. It's not really geeky. You can play fantasy football. You can geek out about sports too. It's okay. You can cross the divide. If you can like Star Wars and Star Trek, I'm pretty sure you can like geek and sports. It's okay.
Marvel had an NFL-themed superhero for a while.
Really? Who was that?
I'd have to look it up, but they had the NFL-themed superhero.
Was it Major Cowboy Patriot Saint Steeler guy?
No, this was back in like the 80s and 90s. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, so he'd be a bear.
So bear with me.
Bears and Packers.
I'll go look it up. Hang on.
Okay. All right. So I'm stoked about that. Good news. Thank you, college football, for coming back. All right. So show announcement for next week. I'm going to bring something back. Now, this show originally began as a podcast in my living room where I got to interview some fantastic guests. I had a really good time, a lot of fun, and I'm going to bring something back from that, and that is Attack of the Callers. No, not Attack of the Clones, just Attack of the Callers, where I will, for 1 week out of the month, it's usually the first week. I usually give the fans, the callers, the listeners, the first week, and we will talk about what y'all want to talk about. Now, I'm going to kind of steer it a little bit here and there. It's still radio, so we'll still just steer this discussion a little bit, but it is what y'all want to talk about, and I want to give y'all that first show out of the month. Now, this being Labor Day weekend, it's not going to happen this week because everybody's out of town or on vacation, and that's okay. But we will do it next week. We will have our very first ever Attack of the Callers. Now, back in my podcast days, that used to go for about 2 hours. Yeah, that's this is radio now. We can't do that. We are the only geeky talk radio show on the AM dial in America. We have to keep to certain standards and time frames here. So you have to keep your calls kind of brief, keep your calls to the point. But we'll do Attack of the Callers.
So it was called NFL Super Pro. It ran for 12 issues and had one special.
That just NFL Super Pro?
That was the name of the book.
Wow,
it ran
creative.
from 91, 92.
How original. That's like if they had a baseball superhero, it would be MLB All-Star Guy.
There's a reason it only had 12 issues and a special.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Before we get to the good stuff here, I do want to have a moment of silence here. Gene Wilder came on. Well, he didn't come on, but he came on the scene, rather, as a comedian. Him and Gilda Radner, of course, were just hilarious together. They were a wonderful couple. And Gene Wilder was a part of my childhood, as I'm sure he was a lot of childhoods out there with Willy Wonka. But he was known for a lot more than that. Blazing Saddles, hilarious movie. You could not do that movie today. There's no way. Absolutely impossible to do that movie today. But that movie's it's hilarious. It's funny. I loved Gene Wilder's role in that one. Of course, Dr. Frankenstein, Young Frankenstein. A hilarious movie. Love that one. I love the black and white of it. It was, again, very well done. And of course, many, 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 many more. He's a celebrated actor, and he passed away this past week, and that hurt me. That was, there have been a lot of celebrity deaths in 2016 that people are like, okay, it's pretty clear George R.R. Martin is in charge of this year because everybody keeps dying. But this one really got to me. This one was a death that hit me. My 7-year-old self was crying on the inside. So just a quick moment here for Gene Wilder.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to put on a whole marathon now. I have a bunch of his movies, so I'm going to have to do that. Saying hi also to people in the chat that are watching the Facebook Live post here on Thursday. Alex Green is watching from Australia. That's pretty cool. He's watching from down under. And Charles Keller is watching from Canada, of all places, where being that it is now officially September, I'm sure it's already about 23 degrees below zero. It's Canada. What are you going to do? Okay, so now we've gotten to that stuff. Let's get to the meat of the show, the heart of the matter, and I'm going to kick it off here. Let's talk about some Star Wars news.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Okay, so Rogue One came out, and they've announced... I'm sorry, Rogue One came out. Oh, hello. Disney has come out and announced the Rogue One toy line, and all that it's going to curtail. And, okay, all right, it looks okay. It looks like, your standard toys. You got Legos, you got figures, you've got vehicles, all sorts of fun stuff. So I did a little looking, and I was curious about the Star Wars impact on merchandising. And we've always known that it's been big. Ever since Return of the Jedi, Star Wars has been about selling toys. I mean, this is no secret. There's a reason why George Lucas went with Ewoks instead of Wookiees in Return of the Jedi. And it's because they sell better. He went with these cuddly little teddy bears. And there's a reason why there are so many added characters and why Padme Amidala wore 85 different outfits throughout the prequels. It's to sell toys. The man, he's a businessman first. He's an entrepreneur. He's not stupid. And Disney has taken that torch and run with it to the tune of, wow, really? $42 billion since 1977 is the total franchise worth. It's actually more than James Bond and the Harry Potter franchises combined. Think about that. Think about how many James Bond movies there are, and think about the literary and merchandising and box office impact that Harry Potter has. And Star Wars still outpaces them both. I mean, it's not even close. U.S. toy sales overall rose 7% in 2015. Think about that for a minute. 7% of the entire toy market up from the previous year. That's good. Yet toy sales are already up 7% in the first 6 months of this year. So that's a 14% increase in 18 months. Well, gee, I wonder what's causing that. Star Wars toys alone, by themselves, whether it's Daisy Ridley action figures or it's Poe Dameron or it's Luke Skywalker, doesn't matter, accounted for $700 million in 2015. $700 million. Think about that. Remember back in 2012 when everyone thought the world was going to end just because Disney bought Lucasfilm and the Star Wars property? And they paid $2 billion in cash and $2 billion in stocks to George Lucas.
Which at the time, everybody thought they overpaid.
Absolutely, they did. They couldn't believe, like, you paid $4 billion for that? Are you insane? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Now they got a deal.
They got a steal of a deal. You think Lucas is sitting on his... I'm sure he owns like 3 private islands, 3 Polynesian islands. And he's like, damn. God, let that go for a song. $700 million in toy sales just in 2015 alone. And now you have Rogue One toys coming out. And then you're going to have Episode 8 toys coming out next year. And so on and so forth. So $700 million last year. They've already gotten $300 million in the first half of this year. And the first half of any year, as I've done on my research here, the first half of any year is the slow part for toys. So they're already almost halfway to making what they did last year, and 2/3 of all toy sales are coming up. God.
That means in the first 2 years, just in toys, $1.6 billion.
And that's just toys. That's not even accounting for the what did episode 7 make at the box office? It was like $1.5 billion worldwide.
And then you have all the DVDs with Rebels and everything else they acquired, all the new books.
Yeah, Rebels Season 2 just came out, so that's going to make them
the Marvel comics that are out.
I'm going to look this up here. Let's see. Star Wars. Star Wars Untitled this.
By the way, Marvel,
that.
also owned by Disney.
Yep. And they got, here it is, worldwide, $2 billion. $2,068 million. They made $936 million domestic, $1.1 billion foreign. So that right there makes just the Force Awakens. Of course, you got to take out for production costs and the budget
and marketing.
Although I think for marketing, they're just like whatever. We're just gonna put something up on YouTube, and that's our marketing, and the entire planet will just eat it up.
Remember the first teaser with not a bit of dialogue?
Yes,
and we were all hyped from that point on.
Oh my god, dude! I'm just now. I got geek bumps right now.
We saw the Millennium Falcon. Heard that John Williams was like, "Okay, we're ready.
We're sold. That's it. I'm good." Yeah. See, all you have to do is just mention Force Awakens teaser, and I'm getting the geek bumps there. Oh yeah. So they're definitely making a great deal of money here. The Star Wars franchise is currently worth more than Jurassic World, Minions, and Avengers combined. The company. Now they did run into a little bit of flack. They got a little pushback there because remember there wasn't a lot of Daisy Ridley out there, and people were wondering like the Target exclusive. I have one of these. It's like a 6-pack of. It's about this big. The figures are about that tall, and it's an exclusive from Target. And there's no Daisy Ridley. There are like 2 stormtroopers in there, but no Daisy Ridley.
That hate started with Black Widow.
Yes, it did start with Black Widow, but I think it was amplified by the fact that, Daisy Ridley, Black Widow is a character in the movie, in the Avengers movie. Daisy Ridley is the character. She's the Mary Sue for Star Wars going forward here, and there wasn't a lot out there. And so Disney has come out and said a couple of things. First of all, a lot of what they wanted to push, they couldn't because of spoilers. There was, I'm trying to remember who it was. It was a Facebook page that got in some serious trouble because they got their hands somehow on a Daisy Ridley action figure where she's holding the blue lightsaber. And that came out before the movie did. So they got a leak somehow. I don't know if like Walmart screwed up and put it out too soon or whatever. And they got in serious trouble. They got a DCMA on them. They had to remove the photo or their whole site was taken down or whatever. It was a big scandal.
Did you ever see the in-game footage of Disney Infinity, the Force Awakens playset?
I did not.
That had the spoiler.
Oh, yes. Yes. And they tried to play it off as, oh, no, it's nothing serious. Don't worry about it. It's just take the commercial down.
No, it was in-game footage. I mean, you bought that playset and you could figure out the spoiler.
Absolutely. So they admitted that was part of it. They wanted to hold back because of the spoiler. And then they actually admitted, this comes from Paul Southern, who is the head of Star Wars licensing in the Disney Consumer Products Division. You get that? You take enough notes there? Paul Southern, the head of Star Wars licensing in the Disney Consumer Products Division, said that they underestimated the character's popularity. Okay. I'm sorry. What? She's the main character. It'd be like George Lucas in 1978 saying, wow, I didn't know Luke Skywalker would be so popular. How did they not think that Daisy Ridley would not be as popular as she is?
I have an explanation.
Ooh, let's hear this one.
It was the same thing with Black Widow. Those toys and that type of genre is predominantly young male dominated. And so you're going to want your Poe, you're going to want your Han and Chewie and, Duck Dynasty Luke Skywalker figure.
Duck Dynasty Luke.
That's the same thing with Black Widow. It was Captain America, Hawkeye, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man. Trying to get the boys to want a Black Widow or Daisy figure.
That can be a part of it, I agree. But I just have a hard time thinking because, again, Daisy Ridley is front and center. Poe is barely in the movie. He's in it more toward the end.
But he's a fighter pilot.
Yay!
Again, this is the reasoning behind it. It's not my reasoning. It's the reasoning that I've heard.
I just... okay, so they underestimated her popularity despite putting her in literally every scene except for the ones where it's Hux and Kylo Ren and Snoke. Other than that, I'm pretty sure I'm honest to God. I think she's in every scene except for those that involve the First Order. Or let me do my Hux voice. First Order. I think that's it. So they underestimated her popularity. Great. After the film debuted, sales of Rey products grew 3 times faster than other Force Awakens characters. So they screwed up big time on this one.
Their pocketbook grew 3 sizes that day.
How did I know you were going to go there? Well, in Orlando, they say. Oh, my goodness. Why did I all of a sudden get a picture of like Kathleen Kennedy being Mary Lou who is no older than 2? I don't know. That popped into my head. Although Daisy Ridley, she's pretty young. You could make that argument. Okay. And one more bit of Star Wars news I want to get to. And quick shout out to the people in the chat here. We also picked up a listener here from San Diego. That's Matt out there. I want to say welcome here. Did Mark Hamill just drop a spoiler? It's entirely possible he did. He posted on Twitter, him and his Duck Dynasty beard. And he says, quote here, haven't seen my chin since May 2015, so hashtag farewell facial fur and hashtag bye bye beard. And then he added this at the end. And he put in little parentheses, at least till hashtag episode 9. Wait a minute. So did he just confirm that he's in episode 9? It sure seems like he did to me. But did he also confirm that he survives to episode 9?
Or did he say that he can't grow the beard till they start filming episode 9 because he may not be in it and therefore has the freedom to grow his beard?
Well, I think he can. I think part of it is also that if he lets it keep on growing, it's just going to be too shaggy and whatnot, maintenance and all that. But I think that the issue here is, the big one is, a lot of people are speculating that Kylo Ren or Snoke is going to kill Luke Skywalker. That Luke will pull a Dumbledore essentially and sacrifice himself for the greater good. But now he's kind of confirmed he's going to be in it. Well, hold on a second there, sports fans, because he could be in there as a Force ghost. It's entirely possible. Of course, they could also, I guess, digitally put in the beard or something, but it's entirely possible that Luke will appear in episode 9 as a Force ghost with the beard. Now, I'm already tired of Force ghosts. I'm really happy that we didn't have, they came close. They had Obi-Wan Kenobi dialogue and Qui-Gon dialogue and Yoda dialogue and that vision that Rey had. But I was really nervous that they were going to start bringing like a Yoda Force ghost that was going to talk to Daisy Ridley at some point. And a Mace Windu Force ghost that's going to be hanging with John Boyega and just ruin everything. But so far, so good.
Yoda and Anakin and Obi-Wan have been in every movie, except for the first one. Yoda wasn't in the first one. That's
true. Well, you can't really say Anakin was in episode 4 either because he was technically Darth Vader. All right, anyway. Okay, all right. All right, so we're coming up on the break here. But after the break, we've got big-time Marvel news regarding a TV series that they're trying to put out. And you're not going to believe who the featured character is. Oh, look at that tease. Love it.
Before we go to that, though,
yes.
Mark Hamill did do an interview. And he dropped something that may be interesting.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm going to go to Mark Hamill right now.
Yes, please.
No, I didn't think so much that. I just thought Daisy was incredible. She's so genuine, so appealing. She's just lovable. And she's just luminous. I mean, she just beams. She's just got a wonderful charisma about her, and I just adore her. She's roughly my daughter's age, and that's how I relate to her.
Oh, whoops. Now, of course, he went on to say that he meant as an actor he relates to her, not his character relates to her as a daughter. But, yeah, slipping a little bit there, Mark. All right, so we got Marvel news coming up after the break, Captain America news coming up, and I haven't talked about No Man's Sky yet, and I really, really want to talk about that. I played a little bit of it, and I'll be talking about that coming up right here after the break at 9:30 a.m. The Answer and 930amtheanswer.com. All right, so before we talked about some Star Wars news, and we had our little tribute there to Gene Wilder, but I want to go ahead and dive right into some Marvel news.
This is that sequel to the smash hit No Equal. This one's for the true fans with Hulk hands and action figures. Flying, dining, saving you all.
I love that song. That's awesome. That's so cool. All right, let it roll, man. Let it go. This is...
Like the Hulk when he's angry. Too hot, Hulk smash. Get the suit and say I'm Iron Man.
Okay.
Hulk smash. She can beat the crap out of any man.
Alrighty, so we got some Marvel news coming up. Marvel is trying a TV show again. It's not really confirmed out of Marvel itself, but everybody's talking about it. There are multiple sources saying that they're shopping this around. They're looking at ABC. They're looking at all sorts of places, and they're pitching the idea. And the idea is a new Warriors TV show. Now, that's kind of interesting for those of y'all who are not aware, like I was. I had to do some research on this one. You learn something new every day. Picture like the Junior Avengers or Teen Titans or something like that. It's superheroes, only they're like teenagers and younger.
It was the Marvel version of the Teen Titans back in the 90s.
There you go.
I bought the issues.
But here's the tease. Earlier I said you're not going to believe who it's going to feature, and I'm going to tell you who it's going to feature right now. It's going to feature Squirrel Girl.
Drop the money, Scuzz Bucket, or face the wrath of Squirrel Girl.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I said the same thing. You gotta be kidding me. Squirrel Girl. Okay, I kind of heard rumors about something to do with Squirrel Girl and Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick being of Twilight fame. And
for my sister, Pitch Perfect.
And there you go, and Pitch Perfect. And she was in another movie also, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But she's known, Twilight is what really started to kick her off there. And she's been rumored to be tied in with this. But here's the fun part, is that it is Squirrel Girl. As penned by Brian Michael Bendis, she's the nanny to the daughter of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
I hate Brian Michael Bendis with a passion.
Okay, then we'll just kind of glide over that, so you don't go all Hulk smash on the soundboard there. Her powers, as you might expect, are squirrel based. She can chew through wood. That's a power now, is chewing through wood. She can leap long distances. Oh, okay, and she can speak squirrel. She can control squirrels. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll kind of roll with this for a little bit. From what I hear, she's kind of a wacky, off the wall character. A little Tony Stark-ish, a little Gambit-ish, kind of a little in that personality. I'm not saying like she has an Iron Man suit and kinetic energy, but no, I'm just saying that she's that wacky type of personality. She actually is able to call upon an army of squirrels to assist her in battle.
So she's a less cool Ant-Man.
Basically, yeah.
Who doesn't shrink.
Who doesn't shrink, yeah. She stays the same height. She has a tail, a couple little squirrel ears. But yeah, essentially it's Ant-Man but with squirrels. I found this rather interesting, and I did a little homework, and it turns out that Squirrel Girl took down Dr. Doom. And not like a carbon copy or a clone or
Doombot.
Or Doombot, nothing like that. It was the actual Dr. Doom was taken down by Squirrel Girl. Okay, now look, I'm willing to give Marvel some leniency here and some leeway, considering that they've done a pretty good job so far. course, keep in mind this is going to be a TV show, and we all know how well they've done TV shows. Oh, wait, no, they haven't.
I'm sorry. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will start its 4th or 5th season. The Netflix run is good, and they're doing a new show on Hulu called Runaways.
Yes, and as we've discussed in previous shows, which you can find on the podcast at 930amtheanswer.com, they keep losing viewers at a rather rapid rate over at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, true, yeah, they do have some good Netflix stuff. But when they're being shackled by, broadcasting standards and they can't go to Netflix or Hulu, it's not DC.
And the Disney XD cartoons are pretty good, too.
That's true. I need to get caught up on Rebels in the worst way. I really do. Okay, so Anna Kendrick has indeed joked about being interested in playing her previously, and that was picked up by the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America Civil War and The Winter Soldier. And they said, quote, that she would be a perfect fit for the role. I'm not sure how they get that whole perfect fit. She does have a little bit of an overbite, so maybe that's it.
That's just not nice.
Well, she does. I'm not judging. I'm making an observation. She does. She has a little bit of an overbite. Oh, hey, we picked up some more listeners real quick. Want to give a quick shout out.
Send all the hate mail to Dave Gremillion at getyourgeekon.com.
Oh, hush. Oh, man. Don't desire. If anybody has a problem with what I'm saying, my name is Brian. Please send me the email. If you love what I'm saying, my name's Dave, and you know where to find me. Quick shout out to Barry Doyle. Barry's listening in Ireland, which is really cool because he's like 6 hours ahead, so that's pretty cool. Billy Ross is listening from somewhere on the north side. Alrighty. So there were various team members over the years that we didn't talk about the New Warriors itself. They were originally introduced in 1989, and they were
in an issue of Thor.
And they were including Firestar, Marvel Boy, Namorita. Namorita.
Marvel Boy was originally in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah.
That was his older self as an astronaut, and then they woke up, kind of like Buck Rogers. And so this was the one before Guardians.
Gotcha. So Marvel Boy, Namorita, Nova, Speedball, and the Scarlet Spider. I love that name, Scarlet Spider. That's just kind of cool looking. In the Marvel comics, not in the cinematic universe. Okay, this is the comics. The New Warriors were the cause for the Civil War crossover event back in 2006, 2007. So their impact should be known. If you follow the Marvel comics, you know about the New Warriors. At least you should. And now we're all going to know more about Squirrel Girl. But what I want to talk about now is, sticking with the Marvel theme, I want to talk about Captain America. I love it when that comes in. Bum, 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 bum. That's awesome. Okay, so the big question everyone wants to know is, has Captain America quit being Captain America? Now, the end of Marvel movies are not exactly known as being vague and ambiguous. You pretty much know what's going on in Marvel movies. There's no spinning top in Inception. There's no Bill Murray whispering into someone's ear, and you're like, oh my God, what did he say? What did he say? There's none of that. You pretty much know what's going on in a Marvel movie. That is, at least we thought we knew what was going on in a Marvel movie. At the end of Captain America Civil War, we know what's going on. The Avengers are split down the middle. Everyone on Captain America's team is in hiding. But the Russo brothers, who directed it, they think that there's more that you should be reading into there. In an interview with the Huffington Post, the directors state that toward the film's end, when Captain America drops his shield at a crucial moment...
Spoilers.
Well, it's been out for like 8 months. It's okay. We're good. We don't need a spoiler alert for this one. We're okay. Spoiler alert. When he... When he drops his shield at a crucial moment, the implication is, according to the directors, that he's done being Captain America. Quote, I think him dropping that shield is him letting go of his identity, Joe Russo told the Post. It's him admitting that certainly the identity of Captain America was in conflict with the very personal choice that he was making. Okay, so I guess they were going for something subtle there, and it was too subtle. that most people didn't pick up on it. Of course, most people, again, these are not intellectual movies. This is not anything like that. These are popcorn flicks. And all of a sudden,
Joshua Vick is on my side, by the way.
Oh, is he now?
He hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, so apparently they were being too subtle there when Cap dropped the shield. Apparently, according to them, there's more than meets the eye with that particular little shot of him dropping the shield. Now, what does this mean? Well, in the comics, again, spoiler alert, I guess, in the comics, there have been several different Captain Americas. This is nothing new. Bucky picked it up once. Captain America became Namor for a while, didn't he? Or he took up the name or something like that.
I'm not aware of that. I am aware in the 70s, Steve did quit.
Yeah.
And that's where we got U.S. Agent.
There we go. We got U.S. Agent. He
and
came
then
into play.
He died at the end of Civil War in 06-07.
Yep.
And Bucky took over.
Yep.
Steve came back. He got aged and depowered, and then Sam Wilson took over. And then read Steve Rogers Captain America 1. That's all I have to say about that.
There you go. So we have several different Captain Americas, so this will be kind of interesting to see what, if anything, they do with this. They may have thought they were being too subtle and have just kind of moved on with it and just kind of, whatever, move on. But, of course, he'll be back for the Infinity War. I mean, first of all, he's under contract for at least the first part of Infinity War.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's true. His contract ends with the first Infinity War movie. So people are already speculating.
He was Nomad, not Namor.
Oh, that's right.
And
Nomad.
thank you, Joseph Chapa, for that.
Thank you very much. See, I love this. This is great, having this interaction with the audience and being on camera and everyone seeing my awesome hat. Thank you. Think Geek. Got it from there. Shameless plug. But yeah, he'll be back for Infinity War, of course, and to fight Thanos and all that kind of fun stuff, I'm sure. It's just a question of what are they going to do in the next movie that comes out? Because right now nobody knows, and I don't even know if the Russo brothers know. They may have thought they were being too subtle with it and just kind of move on. All right, with that being said, let's move on to the world of video gaming. I want to talk some No Man's Sky here, shall we? Okay, so No Man's Sky. Let's talk about this for a minute or two or 12. No Man's Sky came out, and it was, in my opinion, it's the victim of severe overhype. I think that Suicide Squad and No Man's Sky have a lot in common in that respect. I've played it before. Thanks to my friend Mike Taylor for helping me out with that, and I got as far as getting my ship prepared and getting off the planet and going through space a little bit, going to the next planet. And it was hyped up originally as this fantastic, we've never seen before type of explorational game akin to what you might see in Ready Player One. If you don't know what Ready Player One is, find the book, read the book, or listen to the audio book done by Will Wheaton. And it's a great book. It's really fantastic. I think you'll enjoy it. The fun part here, though, is that this is something similar in that you have a galaxy with 17 quintillion worlds on it. It was billed as a game you can never fully explore. You can never fully see everything there is to see. You can't. Now, I've played World of Warcraft pretty extensively, and that's a big game. That's a big world. There are areas of that game I never saw, I never touched. But the idea of 17 quintillion worlds, and you never get to explore all the worlds, I mean, the hype for this game was huge. Everybody was thrilled about it. Then the game came out, and everybody said, oh, wow, this is kind of a Myst-Riven type game. It's fun, I guess, but it's not really, it's just kind of eh. It is a huge exploration game, which was supposed to be the selling point, only it got oversold in a big, giant way. The player count has officially dropped 88%. And I don't mean like with Pokemon Go, how they talk about average daily users. No, they just mean daily users in particular, 88%. Yeah, imagine almost 9 out of 10 people just stop playing a game.
That's got to sting just a little bit.
That's awful. That's like in a previous show, we talked about how the Ghostbusters game, the company that made it, went bankrupt 3 days after the game came out. That's kind of what happened here. I mean, 88% of all players just dropped. That's not good. Not really, no. So what happened was a story came out recently because somebody finally made it to the center of the galaxy. The quest line, which there's not really much of a story quest line. There's just quests that kind of push you further into the interior of the galaxy until you get to the middle. Well, somebody finally made it to the center of the galaxy, and I want to tell you what they found there, but if you haven't played the game, I don't want to ruin it for you. So let's go ahead and issue our spoiler alert now.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
What is this? Shields up! Red alert! Shields!
Red alert.
Okay, so here's your spoiler alert. You've been warned about No Man's Sky, although you probably aren't playing it now anyway.
Did they find God?
I'll throw something at you. I was going to go there. That was my joke. I was going to ask, what does God need with a PS4? And I had this whole thing lined up. You stole my thunder. Bad Goose. Bad.
That wasn't in the show notes. I didn't know that. That was just a fun bit of coincidence.
Oh, God. Here, it's the pen cap. I'll throw the pen cap at you. Oh, God. All right.
You realize I have witnesses now.
Who put the camera up there? What kind of an idea? What kind of a show are we running here? Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? I'm here. I'm going to throw my bottle cap at you, too. Put the camera up there. Okay. No, we're radio professionals here. Hang on. Okay. What does God need with the PS4? I had it all figured out. He didn't really need a PS4. He just needed the controller. Okay. All right. Here we go. So if you finally get to the center of the galaxy, no, don't even start laughing again. Don't, because then I'll start and that'll just be awful. If you get to the center of the galaxy, finally, after all this time of mining and getting fuel for your ship and not dying and landing on other worlds and doing this and finally getting in the middle, there's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. What happens is, this is terrible. You get picked up by God, I assume. You get put on a planet, it wrecks your stuff, and you have to start all over again.
What does God need with the starship?
Shut up. Okay. Hey, and my witnesses here on the chat, they're saying they don't see anything. They never saw anything, so I'm covered. Thank you, people in the chat, my listeners, my
That's
people.
only 2 out of 11.
Shut up. Okay, so there's nothing there. What happens is you get to the middle, you get this cut scene. It looks like, the stars are moving all around you. This is so really cool. And then you're put on a planet, your spaceship is wrecked, and you start all over again. Really? That's what happens? That's the object of the game? Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding me. So that's the game. You have to understand, you have to go into the mindset of the game is pure exploration. That's what it is. It's pure exploration. That's what you're there to do, is explore and mine and get fuel for your ship and keep on flying and explore some more and run into the occasional alien, and that's it. Now, part of the problem with the game that a lot of people had is that, first of all, there's no PvP, and there's not even co-op mode. It's just you. You don't join up with people for quests. You don't get to fight people in space. That's it. It's just you. So that doesn't help. It's also the game's physics when it comes to space are not up to spec. There are none. Planets don't rotate. Star systems don't move. There's no intragalactic rotation at all. You move from point A to point B, and there's no arc, no trajectory, no nothing like that.
So it's like Star Trek Online, but without the fun.
Well, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. That's about right. I played this game once called Kerbal, Kerbal, and you built a spaceship from scratch. You put your little Kerbal in the capsule, and you got him into orbit, and you had to learn, how much thrust to use, so you had enough fuel to get him back, how to keep him in orbit so his orbit didn't decay. You can get him to the moon and all that. It was fantastic. They had NASA scientists who actually played this game because it was so realistic. This one, not so much.
So how much did you pay for No Man's Sky?
I'm glad to say I paid exactly $0.
How much did it normally retail for, do you think?
That's a good question. I bet people in the chat would know this, but I think it was $50.
So, Scott, the point is, save your money.
Yeah, definitely want to save your money. Wait until it goes on sale or the bargain bin basement. But again, it was a victim of overhype. It really was. And at the time it came out, even I was like, it's an exploration game. Why are we hyping the hell out of this game? I didn't understand the hype for it myself because the tagline was, oh my God, so many planets, you'll never explore them all. And I'm like, well, that's great. What else you got?
Just to tie it all together, I thought the same thing about Star Trek V.
Dude, you're fired. You're that. God. So I'm going to be looking for a new board ops guy now. Wow. Okay. I don't even know how to segue into that one. That's awful. Okay. So with no further to do there.
I think I know where I'm going.
Yes. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and start talking about the Sarlacc pit.
What's going on?
We just got to the Sarlacc pit.
What's that?
It's this disgusting, horrible creature that's worse than anything you could ever imagine.
Goose, you're going to the Sarlacc pit. Put yourself in. God. All right. For me, who do I want to throw in? I want to throw in, well, let me put it to you this way. I can't really say who I'm throwing in, but if you know me at all, you know who I'm throwing in today of all days. You know why I'm throwing them in today of all days. You know what's happened in my life today of all days, and you know why I'm putting them in on today of all days. Thank you very much. Goose, who you got?
Well, I could thank those who actually, created No Man's Sky.
I don't know if I blame the creators, though, or... Well, they did kind of sell us a bill of goods there, didn't they? Just a little bit. So, yeah, put them in. Let's see here. So the way to throw people into the Sarlacc pit is I put a post up every week. Usually goes up on Sunday or Monday. And it's on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GYGO official. And the Sarlacc pit post has been up there. So let's put in for Scott Messner, contractors who decide today would be a good day to all come and work at the same time. I imagine if you have like a multi-tier project, that would kind of suck because if the car, like let's say you're building a patio and the concrete guys just got there, but your carpenter's also there and your electrician's almost there. Yeah, that would kind of suck because they can't do anything. So put them in. Brian Landry says, you can throw me in because I've only slept 10 hours in the last 60. Please do me this favor. You do understand you're not really getting out, right? I just want to make sure.
And you get more sleep than I do. Just saying.
Yeah, 10 hours over the last 60, that ain't too bad. That's not okay. All right, well, but it's a favor, so put him in.
Enjoy your 1,000 years of sleep.
There you go. Charles Keller up there in Canada, where it is a balmy 23 degrees below zero in September, or as they call it, shorts weather. He says, all the local custom square balers who are too busy on the perfect day for baling hay to make bales for my farm. That's a lot of bale in one sentence. So we're talking about custom square.
Can we also throw in the villain from SG-1?
Sure, why not? Put him in. All the local custom square balers who are too busy on the perfect day for baling hay to make bales for my farm.
Yep. And there was a villain called Bale in Stargate SG-1.
Okay, well for Charles, let's put them in too. Oh, he has another one. Ooh, good. People who design living room furniture for making so heavy, awkward, and difficult to fit through door openings. Yeah, dude, I'm with you on that one. Absolutely, put them in. I mean, I can understand, you buy it in pieces, and you get it in, but if you want to get it out, you got to take it all apart again. Gee, that is awful.
Thanks, IKEA.
Thanks, IKEA. Oh, goodness. One more. This is a late one. I want to throw in the hurricane. It's about to hit Florida. Yeah, no bueno there on that time.
They're calling it Hermione. That's just awesome.
Yeah, wait till Gaston gets over there. No one storms like Gaston. Okay, all right.
All right, I'm throwing him in just for that.
Oh. All right, so special shout out to Grawlix CMS, www.getgrawlix.com. If you're an artist, a webcomic, or you want art on the web, you want to check out getgrawlix.com. I also have an announcement here, Geek of the Week. I have a Geek of the Week, and that Geek of the Week is Joshua Vick. Yes, indeed, Joshua Vick, you are our Geek of the Week. Thanks very much for what you do. Thanks very much for being our Geek of the Week. Okay, so next week is going to be Attack of the Callers. That's going to be interesting. Live call-in radio. That'll be done at Saturday night, 11 o'clock. For those of y'all who've tried this before, got to keep it brief, okay? It's live radio. Don't forget to check us out on our podcast at 930amtheanswer.com. Stay geeky and get your geek on every single day.